As a content creator, you're always looking for ways to monetize your content. After all, you're spending a great deal of time and money and resources into creating that content. So, of course, monetizing it definitely needs to be at the top of your priority list. In my opinion, having kids in our businesses as a part of the way we monetize our content is such an underutilized strategy. And today we're going to talk about 5 ways to bring kids into your business to help you to monetize that awesome content. Hey there, Amplifier. I'm Yang Pratt, the Chief Content Goldminer and podcast host here at Amplify Your Awesome. Here at Amplify Your Awesome, we love to help content creators just like you to organize all of your amazing content, to systematize your content, and of course, to monetize your amazing content. As you are joining live or catching the replay, let me know that you're here and you are ready to receive this message today because for the past several weeks, I have been talking about different ways we can tap into the superpowers of our kids, whether they are our own biological kids or they are the kids of someone in our social circles who just needs a hand up. Maybe they need a little bit more attention, a little bit more love, and you see a little spark there and you want to ignite that spark until it grows into a big flame because kids, when they are recognized for their abilities and their skills, rise to the occasion so beautifully. Now, as you are watching and you have a takeaway, I want you to put the word gold down below and let me know what that gold is that you're going to take away with you and implement because the reason that I go live or the reason that I create content or any videos at all is to help you get to where you want to go further, especially in regards to your content. If you don't already know this about me, I was a brick and mortar performing arts studio for 17 years before I came into this online space to help other people with their content. I love what I do, and hearing from you definitely fuels the fire of my passions and helping you to show up in a way that connects you with your amazing tribe, the people you want to bring in, the people you're serving already, just a way to reinforce the amazingness and the awesomeness that is within you that you are here to share. So, again, if you have a big takeaway, use the word gold down below. Let me know what that is. Okay, let's dive in. 5 ways to help monetize your content using the kids in your life for good. Are you ready? Let's do it. Number 1 is to find a child in your life that already loves to create content. If you have kids that are school aged and they are creating things inside maybe a Google Classroom, they are very adept at using these online tools. They're out there creating something. As an example, when I was bringing my kids into my own business several years ago, my youngest was 11. She loved at that time to create Google slide presentations. She literally would spend weekends creating slide presentations about what she was loving, whether it was characters in a book so she could organize them and keep them straight, or it was about something she wanted to learn more about. Her most recent one is about whether or not we should get goats, the merits of having them, and how we can make sure they are contributing to our family. So find a creator, find a kid in your life who's already creating content, whether that is written content, whether that is video content, or whether that's audio content, or anything in between. Finding that kid, pinpointing who you want to lift up, who you want to empower, and bring them into your business because having those fresh eyes, those childlike eyes that are still so full of wonder is really so magical when it comes to your business because I've discovered firsthand that having kids in your business, asking them questions, having them be involved with you, they see things in a very different way and often have so many ideas that we probably even haven't thought of. I know that has been the case with me, absolutely. So that's number one, the first way to monetize your content using the kids in your lives. Now, when I say using, I definitely don't mean it in a bad way. I mean tapping into their skills, into their superpowers. It's really about finding the hidden gems that are within the kids in your lives, giving them a chance to amplify those skills inside of your business. So when you hear me say the word use your kids, know it's always coming from a place of kindness, a place of love, and a place of empowerment because if we as business owners can step in and lift up and empower the kids in our lives to become content creators or to co create content with us, can you imagine what the world will look like in several years, a decade from now, when they are taking over as content creators and they're out in the world doing amazing things? It's such a good feeling to be able to tap into our kids' strengths and bring them into our businesses to make our businesses even better. Number two, the second step in bringing in kids to your business to help you monetize your content is to curate all of your awesome content in one central location. Several videos ago, I talked about the benefits of centralizing your content because as content creators, we're really good at creating content. However, we're always not so great at centralizing the content so we can find what we're looking for when we need it. Several years ago, I would waste so much time because I would go to search for a piece of content that I knew that I had created and it was nowhere to be found. More than likely, I found that piece of content after I created it again. So I was wasting my valuable time and wasting money on creating content when I could be out there serving my amazing clients. Has that ever happened to you where you go to find something you know you've created and you don't find it, so you create it again? Or maybe you have forgotten you've created an amazing piece of content only to recreate the wheel. I know I'm raising my hand myself. I am guilty of doing this more times than I care to admit. It's kind of embarrassing on my part because now I help people to do this, but I know I've been in that struggle. I have been challenged by making sure all of my content is in one central location. So that's number two on bringing our kids into our business to help us monetize our content. Once you have it all in one location, it's really easy to kind of have a bird's eye view of everything you have. And that's going to be really important as we go through today's steps. Number three in this process is to systematize your content. What does that mean? Well, a system is basically a way, a documented step by step way to do anything in your business. Let's take the example of being a podcaster. I've been podcasting myself since 2013 when I launched my first podcast, and I have definitely made every mistake in the book when it comes to podcasting. So let's take podcast creation. Do you have a documented process, a system for the steps you take before you record your podcast? Things like plugging in your microphone, choosing the right microphone with whatever recording software you're doing. I know that I've gone to record podcast episodes. They were incredible. And I get to the end only to realize that, dun, 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 I didn't choose the right audio input and the audio was terrible. sometimes so terrible I couldn't even use that episode. So, what did I have to do? I had to go in there and recreate it. So, having a step by step process, a system that you can follow and then delegate to someone else is hugely valuable in your business. For me, systems allowed me to step away from my business for 4 full weeks, be in another country on the other side of the world, and my business ran without me. It actually ran better without me because I was the cog in the wheel slowing things down. When I stepped out of the way and empowered my staff to take my systems and implement them and to use their own brains and to have a little bit of freedom to really make those systems theirs, the business did so well. And it was at one of the busiest times of the year in my performing arts business. So I know the power of systems. And I've shared this before that I was really one of those people that was kind of dragged kicking and screaming and saying, no, systems are not for me. I am a creative. I like to go with the flow. Can you relate to that? If you can relate to going with the flow and thinking systems are going to slow you down, raise your hand virtually. Let me know in the comments under this video because that is definitely how I felt. It wasn't until I hired a coach to walk me through this step and hold me accountable for creating hundreds and hundreds of systems, many of which I didn't even think we needed to have. But after creating them, I realized that, oh, not having a system was actually slowing my people down because they had to bring me in, get my feedback every time, and they were never independent of me. So, systems for all of you creatives out there can actually end up saving you time. It's something I talked about in part 2 of this series. If you want access to that video and want to find out where you can watch that, let me know down below. That brings us into step number 4. The fourth way you can monetize your content with the help of your kids is to invite them into your business. Brainstorm with them. Once they've helped you to organize or to curate all your content in one location, and then help you to document the systems to create that content or to repurpose that content, now you have a big picture. It's having the 10,000-foot view. It's almost as if you were then a bird hovering over all of your content. It's fully organized, it's beautifully systematized, and now you can brainstorm with your kids on what could you do with your content? What else can you turn it into? If you have a series of videos that you put out into the world, even if they were free, is there a way that you can turn that into something new, a new bundled product or service that you can offer into the world with a price tag on it? I've said this before and I'll say it again that content creation is not linear. I know when I look at my curated content, I'll look back and say, wow, okay, something I created a year or two ago is still relevant. And you know what? It actually goes as step number 3 in what I'm talking about now. Maybe I have a 5-step framework for something, and that video or audio I created years ago fits beautifully into what you're creating now or what you want to put out into the world to serve more people because there is definitely something I know about you. As a content creator, you have a huge heart. You love creating content and you create content in order to connect with and serve more people, living into your destiny of who you were meant to be on this planet. I know that's why you're out there creating content. It is for a higher purpose. It is never to just create content to create content. The process of creating the content is valuable to you. So when you see your content from this bird's eye view, you can better be able to see the pieces you have already, how they might go together, or maybe you'll discover, wow, there's a missing step. And you can go create that to fill in any gaps. So many possibilities are waiting for you once you see all of your content in one central location, and bringing the kids in your life into your business to help you to do that is hugely beneficial on so many levels. Asking them questions, letting them tell you what they see in your content, what could be beneficial, what they see as being of the highest value to those people you serve. One of the added side benefits of bringing your kids into your business is that they start taking a vested interest in your success. Seeing you succeed in your business means that they are succeeding. Your business supports your family, it contributes to the well being of your kids. Bringing them in as part of the process rather than keeping them separate, which I know I'm guilty of doing that for a long time, not thinking of the value my kids could bring to me. When I started tearing down that wall and being more transparent and more fluid, letting my home life come into my business life and vice versa, I was a better person for it. My kids understood where I was coming from, and they have a better insight into why I spend time doing certain things and what it means to them. So, inviting your kids in, letting them brainstorm with you is step number 4 in helping you to monetize your content with the help of your kiddos. And that, of course, brings us to number 5. And this is what I did when I started to do this process for myself. I needed to take action. I know that I, as a human design projector, it's easy for me to envision and be a visionary for what I want to see happen. However, I know it's harder for me to take action on those things because I'm a big picture kind of person. So I know that I need help with implementing to take action. I need coaches in my life that will hold me accountable. I need mentors in my life who can guide me to that spot where I am moving forward and making progress. They definitely are valuable in my business. And I don't think there's been many times in my life after I hired my first coach that I haven't had a coach in my life, because having that person on some days just be my biggest cheerleader is hugely valuable to me. Once you have your kids help you to organize, systematize, and brainstorm the ways that you can monetize your content, it is time to take action. What steps do you need to take to monetize your content? Do you need to create an email sequence? Do you need to create more conversations and relationships in your life so that you can help other people in a way that only you can do? And of course, once you take action, documenting this process of bringing your kids into your business, allowing them to help you in your business to monetize your content, to co create content, and so much more is going to be a game changer. I know it was for me. I thought the idea of bringing my kids into my business for a long time was one of those things that I felt judged for. I finally had to let go of that, let go of the fear of the unknown, and embrace what could be, looking at the possibilities of what my kids could bring into my business rather than being very buttoned up and very prim and proper in business, because as adults, we sometimes take ourselves a little too seriously. And having our kids in our business, they're really good at calling us out for behaviors that we sometimes don't want to admit that we have. So, my friend, Bringing your kids into your business to help you monetize can do so much good for your business as well as for the lives of the kids you invite in. As we wrap up this video, I want to just invite you to raise your hand, reach out, and let me know if you would be interested in getting my help to walk you through this process of bringing your kids into your business, having them help you to organize, systematize, and then, of course, monetize your business. It would be my absolute pleasure. It is something that we do every day inside of my mentorship, Your Content Goldmine. We help content creators just like you, whether they're going to go it alone or whether they want to bring their kids into their business. We help businesses of all different levels really to see their content in a brand new way, to see its possibilities in a real, tangible, monetizable way. And it starts with the organizing or the curating of that content in a central location and then systematizing it so that the monetization follows simply and easily because there is no rule that says business has to be hard. I know I used to believe that the harder I worked and the more I hustled, the more success I would see. And I found for myself the exact opposite. So here is your permission slip to let things be easy. And when I say easy, it's my acronym for energetically aligned, systematized, and yours. So your business, my friend, is yours. The way you create your content is yours. The way that you invite people into your business, including kids, is yours. You have the power, you have the ability to make amazing, awesome things happen in the world. And it's your time to do that. Before we wrap up, I want to do a very speedy recap. Are you ready? As a content creator, you're always looking for new ways to monetize your content because you are spending a lot of your time, a lot of money in creating content rather than doing something else in your business to bring in money. So, today we're going to talk about 5 ways to help you to monetize your content with the help of the kids in your life. Hey there, Amplifier. I'm Yang Pratt, the Chief Content Goldminer and podcast host here at Amplify Your Awesome. Here at Amplify Your Awesome, we love helping content creators just like you to organize their beautiful content, to systematize their content, and to monetize their content. And today I'm sharing 5 ways, 5 secret ways that I've used in my own business to help me to monetize my content. Are you ready? Here they are. Step number 1, find a child in your life that already is creating content of some sort and invite them in. These could be your kids or they could be someone else's kids. Step number 2, you're going to curate your content all in one location so that it's always at your fingertips and you're able to see big picture all the awesome content you've already created. Step number 3, you're going to systematize that content. You can use the kids in your life to help you document your particular processes, your systems, so that you can delegate much of the work to someone else. And your kids are really, really good at helping to document as they see you execute step by step. Step number 4 is to brainstorm with your kids. Once they've helped you to organize all your beautiful content, they've helped you to document and systematize it all so there is a step by step process. So we never have to remember all the steps that go into the creating of content or the distribution of your content. Brainstorm, letting their imaginations run wild when they see all your content. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised and maybe even amazed at what your kids can dream up for you. And of course, number 5 in monetizing your content is you have to take action. Once you see it all, once you brainstorm with your kids, you actually have to go out there and put in the steps to make that happen. So if you want to sell that ebook, if you want to sell that course, if you want to sell the audio series, there are some steps you need to take to make that happen, and your kiddos can help you implement those things. And of course, when you go through this 5 step process to monetize your content with your kids, I invite you to document the process because it's stunning to see how far your kids go and how quickly they can become part of your business and really be integral to creating and monetizing your beautiful content. If you want the full video on how to put these 5 steps into action and more details, you can head over to my Facebook page or YouTube and watch this video in its entirety. I cover 5 juicy steps to help you monetize your content with your awesome kids. Okay, my friend, until next time, I invite you to go out there and amplify more of what makes you so awesome. Cheers.